Hello and welcome to another episode of the Final Down NFL podcast with me, Finn, Denver Dave, and NFL neutral Punk.
Punk
Yeah,
Raven.
absolutely
Punk
still
Raven.
neutral. No punk ravens.
We can
Still,
try.
still working my way through the analytics to decide who will be my team for the
Get a
rest of
move
the
on. The
season.
season will be bloody over by the time you decide.
Well, there's
Might
no
be
point in
timed
me picking
perfectly
up
to
the
when
second
the
one.
Raiders pick it back up.
That's
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Bears. That's your new team.
Bears, no chance. No chance. I think I'd rather go Jets than Bears.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh
that's
no.
tough. But
Anyway,
anyway, we are
oh,
here to talk.
should mention that Jim is still shoved in his
Ah,
dark hole.
that's a
Don't
great
talk
point.
about Jim's
So
dark hole again,
that will not
please.
be joined.
No, so
Jim
in
Jim
other
has
words,
found
it's
a
still
way
the
out
dream
of his
team.
exactly. The dream team is still intact, but Jim has decided that he can't cope with facing the dream team, so he's
Just us.
left him in charge again.
hmm
Hey man, we all have a bye week at some point during the season. Finn normally has about 4 or 5
I
of them.
normally
I
have
was going to
loads
say
of bye weeks.
some of us
I
have
take a
more
lot
than
of
one.
recovery, me. But anyway, we are here to talk about week 10 and our picks for the games coming up. But first, we need to look back at week 9 and the wrong'uns. Shout out to Commander Paul for representing the people last week. But there was only one game where all 5 of us got it wrong. We all had the Saints beating the Panthers. 3 games where 4 of us, or 4, yeah, 3 games where 4 of us got it wrong. So all of us, barring Punk, had the Bears over the Cardinals. All of us, barring Jim, had the Patriots over the Titans, and all of us, barring Punk, had the Texans over the Jets. And Dave, you doubled down on the Texans.
Ooh.
Good
4
choice.
Island games. Punk had the Seahawks over the Rams. Dave, you had the Packers over the Lions and the Dolphins over the Bills. And I, for some reason, doubled down on the Browns over the Chargers. I like to keep things spicy. But those are all the wrong ones. So that means that Jim and Punk went 13-3 after the double down.
Yeah, I doubled down on the Lions beating the Packers. So woohoo!
There you go. Jim doubled down on the Bills beating the Dolphins, as did Commander Paul. So the people had a stellar week, 12-4 after the double down. I finished 10-5. Dave, you finished 9-6. So that means that it is now joint top between Dave and Jim on 99.
I got 10. Just
You
saying.
got 10.
Yeah, that's what it says on the app. Jim's maths again.
I'm going off Jim's spreadsheet. This is
Wow.
why he's
1,
not part
2,
of the dream
3,
team.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You do have 10 on the app.
There
You
you go.
have
Thank you
10.
very much.
Well, in that case, Dave, you're still in the lead then on 100.
Right.
Jim's on 99. I'm on 93. Punk's on 88. And the people are on 80.
Closing the gap.
Yeah.
That's what we like to see.
Can I just say one thing as well? My accumulators this week, awful.
Well, it's because you didn't
Every-
follow me on. You all left me on like 5
Every
island
single one of them.
that you really shouldn't have done. I mean, it was just common sense, half of them.
Shut up. I'm not listening to you this season. You've been rubbish. I would have paid any attention to you.
He's
I've
pulling
given
it
you
together
half
now.
the season to get a nice head start, and you haven't managed to do
And it's
it.
a
Now
lovely
I'm
head
just-
start. Thank you very much. No, Mike, I did loads of like combinations of trebles and quadruples and stuff like that, thinking I've covered the spread. No, there was one in every single one of them that lost.
Yeah. Always the way.
Rubbish.
Always the way.
Never mind. I only bet, a pound or two here and there in a way. So
Well, there you go.
I only bet what you're willing to lose, and when the fun stops, yup.
Couldn't say it better
That's how it
myself.
goes. Yeah.
But there we are. Right, let's move on to week 10 then. And that does mean a new challenger. But unfortunately, they can't be with us. So
No, they bailed at the last minute, unfortunately.
Dave
So,
at
but
least
we've got
has
the picks though.
for the
Yes.
people. So Dave, trusting you to do your own picks and the people's picks this week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
So
And there's no
the
Jim, so we can actually make sure this is going to be reliable this time round.
Hey man, he's still going to be recording this somewhere, who knows? Yeah, so the person picking this week is Paul, who is a Patriots fan. Some say, like the stick, that he didn't want to be here to get ridiculed. But who knows? But he has given me all of his predictions. Now, because you're going to be going in a random order and his are
Mm.
in a random order, it might take me a second or two to find them. So if you want to go to Punk first on every single one of these, that's fine. And I won't do what I promised to do last week and copy all of his. I promise, Scouts Honor. Well,
Well,
you can give us
Might
I've
Jim's
got
first
Jim's
anyway.
here, so
curveballs
I
in
can
there.
always throw Jim's out there first as well, just to help.
Go
I
for
think I
it.
think throw Jim's out first. Just get Jim out of the way, then we'll talk about it a little bit, which
Yeah.
then gives Dave time to find pools and do it
First,
that way.
first one's a Thursday night, so that's good. So I can quite happily start on the Thursday night if you want to.
Well, there we go then.
Yeah,
Right. Kicking
that
us
would be
off
sense.
then, Thursday night is the Bengals at the Ravens. So, Dave, who are the people going for in this one?
So Paul is going for a Ravens win. He says the offense is going to be too strong for the Bengals, but it will be a very high scoring game. Both teams to score over 30 points. Now, I
Oh,
suspect not, because all Thursday night games have been trash because the universe hates Al Michaels. That's the only thing I can possibly come up with. There might be over 30 flags per team.
I was going to
I
say flags, not points.
Yes, I too am going the Ravens. I agree somewhat that I think the Bengals won't be able to keep pace, but I think there'll be under 40 points between them.
hmm Punk.
I'm not thinking about how many points there are going to be. The Ravens' offense is too good for that Bengals defense. Uh, yeah,
Okay.
Bengals will put some points up. The Ravens will put up more. So Ravens for me.
Ravens. I'm also going for the Ravens for all of the reasons mentioned. I just think that the Ravens offense is going to be too much for the Bengals defense to handle. And that means it's a clean sweep. With Jim also going for the Ravens.
Good shout. I bet that
It'll
hurt.
be the first time this season, isn't it?
Probably, yeah. I can see a few tears on the
Oh,
screen.
no wonder he didn't want to be here to put the pick in.
Moving on then, and we have a Munich game, and we have the Giants facing the Panthers. Punk.
This is going to be look, up until the last couple of weeks. Let's be honest. This was going to be the worst international game going. It was probably going to end 3-0 or 3-3. I think both teams have stepped it up a little bit more in the last couple of weeks. Certainly, Carolina pulling out the win on the Saints last week, and the Giants in a losing effort against the Commanders, but actually playing quite well. I'm going to pick the Giants in the Bratwurst Bowl. Just because I think their D line will cause Carolina too many headaches. And I think Malik Neighbors and Tyron Tracy are a good double-headed weapon for them. So yeah, I'm going Giants.
Perfect. Dave.
So I'm about to read out Paul's, and I disagree with every single word I'm about to read of his. The
Okay.
man's an imbecile. So
Right.
he's put the Panthers will win. He
hmm
feels sorry for the Germans having to watch this game, and it's not possible for both teams to lose. But he thinks he'll have to go with one of them. Both teams to score a pick six. Now, I think personally, this is going to be a great game because when you go and watch a game at Wembley or at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, you just want it to be close and you want it to be entertaining. And that's what this will be. And I think the
hmm
Giants are fantastic value to watch. I think it's going to be a Giants win. I think it's going to be uber competitive. And I think it's going to be a great game. Sorry, Paul. But yeah, I'm going Giants. He's going Panthers.
Your Giants, he's Panthers. Jim's also gone Panthers. So 2-2. I am leaning towards the Giants on this.
I'm so tempted to double down, man. So tempted.
You've got the option.
It's the only the fact that it's in Deutschland that I'm not going to do that because that's a variable I'm not willing to cover.
It does throw weird and wonderful stuff
Yeah.
outside international games.
It's good that Germany are getting games though, because the game is
Mm.
massive there. They should get more.
They love it, don't they?
Yeah. Move the Seahawks there. That's what I reckon.
At least I can go to a
DK
game.
Metcalf got
The
transferred to
Schalke,
DK Metcalf's already
the
there.
Schalke Seahawks. Now you're talking.
There we go. That's the team.
Yeah.
Right, let's move on to the 6 p.m. slate then, and in no particular order, starting with the New England Patriots at the Chicago Bears. I'm going to throw Jim's out there now. Jim has gone for the Bears.
Okay.
Dave.
So I'm going to read what he's put first before telling you the result.
Okay.
Bearing in mind he's a Patriots fan. Our O-line is trash. Our rush is trash. Our wide receivers are trash. Our defense is trash, but I'm always going to have to go with the Pats. And there's some stuff about Drake May, whatever. He's going for the Patriots, and he's doubling down on the Patriots.
He's doubling down.
Indeed.
Oh.
Away at Chicago. That's
away at Chicago.
I mean, Finn, you always like a spicy double down.
I do like a spicy double down. That's quite the spice.
Like a reaper.
That does feel quite excessive, but hey, no worries.
Well, I need to give you mine. I'm going
I would
Bears.
like yours as well, please.
Yeah,
You're going
Bears.
Bears.
Yeah. Bears are just a lot better.
Yeah, Bears.
Bears.
No
I'm also
question.
going for the
I'm
Bears.
not a huge fan of the Bears, but I think they've got too much for the Patriots.
Who did Jim go for again?
Jim's gone for the Bears as well. So
everyone's gone Bears.
Island game.
Doubling down on an island.
He's doubling down on an island.
Terms and conditions apply. We should not let him double down. No, we should. Oh, sorry, I got my rules back to front. Yeah.
Island game. More than acceptable.
Jim will
I imagine this will be quite a quick one. Bills at the Colts.
Bills.
Anyone going for the Colts?
The only one thing I want to say from Paul's, the game to be won by a Flacco attempt to scramble at the end of the game. He'll fall over and fumble the ball.
That could be an interesting
Jesus,
I like some of the thoughts that Paul's coming up with that are going to happen in these games. I've got to say.
I mean, they're not as out there as Phil's were last season, but I'm liking his.
I mean, listen to a Trump supporter. That's not out there. That's not as out there as Phil. Christ.
Right, then moving on, and it is the Vikings at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Punk.
I'm just gonna say, is anyone picking Jacksonville?
No.
Everyone's on the Vikings.
Nice and easy.
His notes say Trevor Lawrence to flip his hair more times than completions.
That's not impossible. I'd like to know the odds on that, to be honest.
There'll be something somewhere.
Don't even bother betting.
Track it down. Right then.
You sure Jim hasn't done something silly and gone for the Jags?
He hasn't actually. No, I'm just looking. There's no typos as far as I can see as of yet. Okay. I'm sure there will. I'm sure there will at some point. If the Jags somehow miraculously win this, then I'm sure that Vikings will turn into a Jags and he'll claim the point.
And he double down on it as well.
And he'd end up with a double down, yeah. But anyway, we have your Broncos, Dave, against the Kansas City Chiefs. And we'll start in Kansas. We'll start with you, Dave.
If it was at Mile High, as I said on the last pod, if it's at Mile High, I fancy us a little bit. I still fancy us because the Chiefs aren't that good. I am going to go the Chiefs. Paul is going to go the Broncos.
Oh.
Yeah.
Punk?
I'm just wondering now whether I can double down on the Chiefs.
Exactly my thought.
Yeah, I'm not going to because I still don't trust them. I still think they've got some losses in them this season.
There's a reason. There's a reason none of us are saying double down at the moment because the Chiefs just are not that good.
They just aren't that good, and Denver is exactly the type of team that could cause them problems. But I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
They haven't beaten us in 217 days, by the way.
Wow!
Oh,
that might
the off season, but
that might not be true. That might not be true. It's a number I just plucked out, but it's around about that.
It's less than a year, so the odds are it was the last game.
Yeah,
it was just the one.
Perfect. Well, Jim's also gone for the Chiefs, as have I. So it's another island pick for the people. I am debating the double down. I'm going to wait. I'm going to do my double down at the end because I realise
the sensible thing to do is to wait till the end.
Yeah, I'm changing my tact on that. So let's move on then to the Falcons at the Saints. I'm going to throw Jim's out there. Jim is going for the Falcons. We'll go to you, Dave.
So Pauls says any team that loses to the Falcons can't get his vote. So any team that loses to the Panthers can't get his vote. So he's going for the Falcons. I'm going for the Falcons. Anyone that goes for the Saints is an idiot.
I agree. I don't see any way, shape, or form that the Saints win this game. So
Which means almost certainly that they will.
absolutely,
Yeah.
Falcons to win it, or Saints to win it by 1.
Yeah. Well, clean sweep. I've also gone for the Falcons. Then we're moving on to the San Francisco 49ers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Punk.
I have flip-flopped on this a couple of times. I just wish Tampa Bay had a few more receivers
They could do a
available.
DK Metcalf.
They could definitely do
Could do with a
DK
DK Metcalf.
With the lack of, I know they played the Chiefs really close. I think the 49ers played the Chiefs reasonably close and didn't play particularly well in that game. So I think on the balance of things, with McCaffrey probably coming back for some part in this game as well, I'm going to go with the 49ers.
Dave?
Same as for me. I just don't think that Tampa have got enough weapons to trouble the 49ers. Paul has gone for the Bucks. Brock Purdy finally showing that he's not that guy. I think he's shown that for a while, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, Tom Brady to offer to come out of retirement at halftime after Purdy
Tom
overthrows
Brady
his
will be
receiver
playing
for the
for us
10th
when-
time.
Let's be honest. Tom Brady will be playing for the Raiders if he's playing for anybody.
Yeah, he's gone for the Bucks win.
He's gone for Bucks, which puts him on another island.
Yeah.
Annoyingly going for the 49ers, just think that the Bucks don't have enough on offense. I know they push like you said, Punk, they push the Chiefs close, but Chiefs aren't all that this season. So let's keep going then, and let's move on to the Steelers at the Commanders. Jim's
Please
obviously
tell me
gone for the
Jim's picked the
Steelers.
Commanders. Ah,
Dave, the people.
I'm going for Washington.
You're going for Washington.
Yeah, Paul's going for the Washington. Less than a 20-point game. No one wants to acknowledge that it's happened. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a great game either, to be honest. But yeah, I'm going for Commodores in a low-scoring game.
Punk.
I don't like the fact that you've got that Steelers defense pretty much all healthy going against that Commanders offense. The only thing that worries me slightly about picking the Commanders. Having said that, I've got a lot more faith in the Commanders being a good football team than I do the Steelers. So I'm going Commanders as well.
Listen, we know that you're not going to pick the Steelers for one reason. Divisional rival.
Well, divisional rival, clearly.
Of course.
You being a Ravens fan.
I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm going with Jim, and I'm going for the Steelers on
You're
the
taking
basis
the
on the
defense.
basis they're
game.
coming off a bye.
Nah,
But it's
they'll
in
be
Washington.
rusty. It's in Washington.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we shall see.
if Washington's still standing after the election, who
Oh, this
knows?
is
Well,
true.
we'll call it for that reason then.
Yeah.
All right, moving on then to the 9:05 game, and it's the Titans at the Chargers.
I mean, how is it a 9:05 game? For God's sake, put it on at 10 in the morning. No one wants to watch this.
Can I read you what Paul's put?
Go on, hit us.
The Chargers will win despite the Titans playing like Super Bowl contenders to hold off the Patriots. Get out of it. I hope his tongue was firmly in cheek when writing that. I'm going to go Chargers as well because the Titans suck. To quote Ned Flanders, they suck diddly yuck. They're really not a good football team at the moment.
I will take the Chargers as well. I don't think there's anything.
Someone go Titans so I can double down.
We need to pick the Titans in this game.
Finn, go Titans just for me.
I'm
You're out
not-
of it anyway.
I'm not out of it. I'm third. I know some of my picks are questionable, but I'm somehow third. And no, I'm not going Titans. So unlucky for you, you can't double
it
down on this
sweep?
one. It is a sweep.
Yeah, rubbish.
So let's move on then to 9:25, and it's the Jets against the Cardinals. Punk, over to you.
Jets looked better last week. Uh, Cardinals were one of my island picks last week and looked pretty impressive against the Bears. I don't. I think this could actually be quite a high scoring game. I don't think that's assuming, of course, that the Jets receivers can actually catch the ball, other than Garrett Wilson. So I think this feels like it's going to be closer than I think it's going to be. But I'm going to go Cardinals just because they're at home. I think.
Hmm.
I
And I
agree
think they
entirely.
had confidence last week. But I do think this could be a bit of a coin flip game, to be honest.
We
Yeah,
know Cardinals go good, bad, good, bad, good, good.
that's the
Because
pattern.
yeah,
No,
Good, bad, good,
rubbish.
good, good.
Jets are traveling east to west, which I think is harder than west to east. And they're going all the way to the desert. I can't see them beating the Cardinals.
Hmm.
I think the Cardinals are a pretty good team, in all fairness. Probably underrated.
Yeah, I agree with everything that you said. I'm backing the Cardinals. I don't think the Jets have yet. I know they looked better last week, but I don't think they fixed all of their issues. And like you said, Punk, if it wasn't for those phenomenal catches from Garrett Wilson, you have to wonder where it's coming from. So
He's
I'm
not
going
Mike
Cards.
Williams.
no, won't be Mike Williams.
No.
DK Metcalf?
Well, who knows?
He can play with every team at this point.
Yeah, DK
Um,
Metcalf is the ghost.
who
Paul's gone Cardinals as well.
Paul's gone Cardinals, which actually is good news because it does mean that Jim wanted to double down on the Cardinals, but no longer
Yeah.
can.
Oh well.
So I
Well, you'll have
told
to.
him to give me some options in case it didn't happen, but he's only put one team, so sorry, can't have it.
You can't have a
I'll
double
double
down this
down for
week then.
Jim this week. Yeah, no extra point possible.
Listen,
Unlucky.
can do me a favor, just give him the Chiefs because we know that's what he's going to go for. I don't think he thinks that anyone's stupid enough to pick the Broncos, but I reckon that's what we should do.
No, I'd give him the Steelers. If I thought the rule was you had if you didn't put the double down in, you were given the double down on your own team. I'm pretty certain that's what we did with Finn earlier in the season when he wasn't here.
I'm pretty sure that's not a rule, but I'm happy to
I'm
go with
pretty
that as well.
Let's
certain. I'm pretty
if
certain
it's
that's
not
what
a rule, it now is a rule. So
Cool.
exactly.
Jim has doubled down on the
Steelers.
Steelers.
Yeah.
As we proved on the last podcast, democracy does work. There we go.
There we go. Let's keep this train moving then, and let's go to the Eagles who travel to the Cowboys. Jim and I have
Eagles,
both gone for the Eagles because the Cowboys are awful.
Eagles to win by 50. 70, 70, 70.
No one's shaking
Not
that.
going
Remember,
No one's shaking that.
it will happen one day. It's just I fear it will be against the
Just
Broncos
not
again.
in your lifetime. I also have gone Eagles.
Yeah,
There we go. The people, they also gone Eagles.
yeah.
Yeah,
No one's going Dallas.
clean sweep. And then moving on to the Sunday night game, and it's the Detroit Lions who travel to the Houston Texans. Who have the people gone for, Dave?
Lions, no notes on this one. Not even a
Lions with no
random comment.
notes.
Lions,
Like
no
it
notes. I'm going to do the same.
with no notes as well.
I think if there would be no notes if it was in Detroit, because I think the Lions in Detroit are just formidable. As it's in Houston, I think it's probably going to be a little more tricky for Detroit. It's just the way that they play. It's just all 100% every single play. I can't see, especially with the way the Texans have played recently, I can't see past Detroit. I just can't see it. Under every scenario I'm running in my head, unless you've got it on amateur mode on Madden, I just can't see the Texans coming away with a win.
There we are, Lions for the people. And Dave, Punk.
I'm gonna hold my thoughts on this until I've heard yours and Jim's.
Okay. Uh, Jim's gone for the Lions. I have also gone for the Lions, on the grounds that I think the lines will just dominate and put them in pole position on this.
Texans' defensive line is not bad though.
Yeah, but the Lions' offensive line is
Yeah.
is full of weapons, and I
Great.
think the offense is so balanced.
I can't do it. I can't pick against them. Oh, I sit there going, can I get on an island? But I'm like you, Dave. I can't see a scenario
Mm.
whereby the Texans win this game.
I
No,
should tell you
I'm gonna
one
have to go
scenario
Lions.
that did cross my
I have to
mind.
go Lions.
If the Texans are up at half time, it forces Goff. This is going to sound like a really rubbish sentence. It
What's Goff
forces
to beat
Goff to
them?
force the ball,
Yeah,
and
that's
he's
about
at
the
his
only way.
worst when he's forcing it to receivers. And Goff
Just
every
not
now and
Jordan.
again, he has these games where he'll get 3 picks. And he had one not too
Yeah,
long ago.
yeah,
Mm.
he does. He does, but I can't see a world where the Texans go up 21-3 or something at half time because I just don't see how they stop the Lions enough times to be able to get that gap
What's the
to
spread?
force that.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, I'm going to go
Hmm.
Lions. I'm going to go Lions. I'm going to play.
Lions, clean sweep it is then. And then the final game of week 10 is the Monday Night Football between the Miami Dolphins and the LA Rams. Who have the people gone for, Dave?
The Rams, again, no notes. So I'm going to make something up. He really fancies Matt Stafford. That's the reason. And think
Good enough.
Cooper Cup has a really cute bum. That's what he's put on his notes. So
Perfect.
why not?
There you are.
I'm going to go after me saying not long ago that it's really difficult to travel east to west, and the fact that I like the Rams, and in the last part I said Matt Stafford might be a top 5 quarterback. I can't really then say that Miami are going to beat them, so I'm going to have to go Rams as well.
Rams for you. Jim has also gone for the Rams. Punk.
Yeah, I think the Rams. I think they showed me enough last week that they're back on track. They've got enough weapons back. Miami. I don't know, man. I think this could be a good game. This could genuinely be a really, really good game. But yeah, I think I'll just edge towards the Rams.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to throw myself out on an island in this. I'm going to go for Miami. I think it's
Double
going to be a close
down.
game. Um, I, I get the point of the travel, um, but I saw that the Rams are beatable if you don't make stupid mistakes like a certain quarterback did. We don't need to necessarily go back into that. Um, I just think that the Dolphins have got a lot on offense, and we saw Tua looking very good last week. So I think if he can keep that form going and if he can limit and get no picks, then I think they'll be in a strong position. So I'm going to throw myself on an island with the Dolphins, and I'm going to double down on it as well.
Double down.
Brave.
That's
I like
far
the
too
call.
spicy. Far too spicy. Is that just is Punk, have you done your double down yet?
No, not yet. I did consider the Rams as a double down, so we could have a double down off.
Oh,
I think I'm actually going to go with the Giants.
Double
Okay.
down.
I'm going to take the Giants as my double down for this week.
If we were to do a whole Marty McFly and send you back to the future or back to the past to, let's say, a month ago,
Yeah,
is there any circumstance in which you thought, I'm going to be doubling down on the Giants? Not only am I double down in the Giants, I'm doubling down on them in Germany. This is
possibly
madness.
because I don't really care about the double down. I'm more interested in getting the game pick right. But I
Dude,
just
Jim has
I'm,
proven the double down counts.
I,
mm,
I've been spicy in my picks before. I picked the Lions against the Packers. I've picked various island games. The Rams really intrigues me, but I do see a world in which the Dolphins win that game. I can't see much of a world where Carolina beats that Giants defensive line, and I think Malik Neighbors and Tyron Tracy have got enough. So yeah, that's my thought process. Not too
I'm
complicated.
I'm stuck between the Bears at the Patriots because Paul took the Patriots and doubled down, so we could have a double down off,
double down off.
or the Chefs against the Broncos. And I don't know
I
Oh,
which
mean,
one to
it
go
it,
for.
it feels pretty traitorous.
I
with your
agree.
team
That
to,
is more than
go double
spicy.
down. And it's not even the fact that it's against your team more than it's
It's
the
the Patriots.
chefs
It's
against
the
your
chefs.
team.
Yeah.
You know? No,
I can't do it.
I think you would probably not sleep for a week if you pick
Yeah.
that as your down. So
I
I think
go
for
down the
your
double down
health,
off.
I think for your health, you should go for the Bears.
I agree. I go the Bears.
Taking the Bears.
Double down.
And especially as I said last week that they'd lose this game and not win for the next 2 years. It'd be pretty bloody stupid of me to then go and pick them. Despite the fact I'm picking the Chiefs to win the bloody game anyway, so what do I know?
Well, there we have it.
I was
That's
asked by the week, someone
Go on.
said, "Did you honestly believe that?" I was like, "No, absolutely not." Unless Mahomes gets injured, then possibly.
You
2-year
never know.
injury.
Mm. I'm assuming that Chad Henney's still not their backup. I don't know who it is now, but it can't be Chad Henney
know,
still,
to be honest.
surely.
Well, there we have it then, chaps. That's week 10. So there's 4 teams on a bye this week. It's the Browns, Packers, Raiders, and the Seahawks. So it means I need a bye as well. Done too many episodes at this point in a row. So
Yeah, you need to skip a week.
I mean, he's given me
Yeah.
hosting duties as well. So poor, need a good few weeks off, I reckon.
When was that? You've only missed one this season, haven't you?
No.
Missed about first 3 or 4.
Yeah, I missed the
Okay.
first handful.
Oh
I
wow!
got
I've just
shipped
seen who
around.
the Chiefs' backup quarterback is.
Go on.
I mean, DK Metcalf.
Former Super Bowl winning quarterback. Not
DK
DK Metcalf. No, I've only just took what you said then. It's Carson of the Wentz.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
of course it is. I do remember.
Mr. Wentz.
Did not know that. So there you go.
There you go. Bound to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, goes without saying.
There we are. Well, there we have it, chaps. That's week 10. Join us next week to see how well we did. All of us, well, we can't all go 16-0, can we? But
Except Paul.
I can.
except Paul.
Hey, if his picks come in 16-0, Christ, could you imagine?
I'd refuse to do any more picks.
At this point, you just hang up your boots and go,
You just got to go, yeah.
What do I know?
You've got to sometimes just appreciate the greatness.
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, there we are. I've been Finn. That's been Denver Dave. That's been Punk Raider. Thanks for listening.